All right, so now let's just do a couple more examples and maybe not necessarily split it up and have to find all of those parts. So this is question number 2 on yours. Use the add-on method of calculating interest to find the total interest and the monthly payment. So we just want to know the interest and what the monthly payment would turn out to be. Okay. All right, so if I were being asked that question, since they asked me for the interest and the monthly payment, then what I might do, since I have to answer the interest question, is just calculate what the interest would be. So I'm borrowing $4,500. The interest rate is 4.5%, so that would be 0.045, and the number of years would be 4 years. So I could do that, and that would get the $810, which is the interest. So that's the interest. So that's the answer to that first part. Okay. So then I'd need to think about, well, what is the total amount that I'm going to have to pay back? So the total amount I'm going to have to pay back, that's what the A really is, would be the principal plus that interest. So that would be the $4,500 I borrowed plus the $810, which would mean I have to pay back $5,310. But I'm not going to do that all at once, right? I'm going to pay it back in equal installments, and I need these to be monthly payments. So what I'm going to have to think about is that 4 years is the same as 4 times 12, or 48 months, isn't it? So I'm going to take the amount that I have to repay. So for the monthly payment now, so for the monthly payment, I'm just going to take that $5,310 that I have to repay and cut it into 48 equal payments. Okay, so when I do that, 5310 divided by 48, 5310 divided by 48, this one I'm going to have to round. That turns out to be about $110.63. Okay. By the way, when you do round, that means your last payment sometimes will be a little more or a little less. Okay, so let's see. We needed the interest. That's that. Then the second part of the question is, what's our monthly payment going to be? That's what that 110.63 is all about. Now, what I could have done is used the formula A equals, equal sign there, equals the principal 1 plus RT. I could have used that, okay, with the loan amount, the interest rate of 4.5%, and the years being 4, and I could have come up with the 5310 to start with. The reason I didn't do that is that's not the answer to any question that I need. So I would then have to take that 5310 and subtract the 4,500 to get the interest. Okay? So I'd have to go backwards and do that to get the interest. Okay? But then I would already have the 5310, so if I want to know my monthly payment, I'd be able to take that 5310 and divide by 48. So I just wanted to mention that because there's sometimes more than one route you can take to get to the same answers. The reason I didn't do that is because they explicitly asked me for interest as part of the answer. All right, and that's being asked on the next one also, so I'm not going to show it both ways. So to get the interest, I'm just going to use the PRT formula. I'm borrowing $750, interest rate 3.7%, so 0.037. Now 18 months, I would divide that by 12 months, and that tells me it's going to be 1.5 years, right? So 1.5 years, so I'm going to multiply by 1.5 because those interest rates are annual interest rates. So don't multiply by 18. Make sure you're multiplying by the number of years. So, and you can do that right. You can type in times 18 over 12 if you wanted to, rather than the 1.5. All right, so now I'm taking the 750 times the 0.037 times the 1.5. All right, and that turns out to be about $41.63 in interest. All right, so then the amount that I'd have to repay would be the principal plus the interest. So that would be the $750 I borrowed plus the $41.63. Okay, and that turns out to be $41.63. That turns out to be $791.63. So that's the amount to be repaid. Now that total amount that's to be repaid, you know, really on that, I'm kind of thinking I better remind myself, because I don't want to introduce round off error. I don't want to get you into that bad habit. All right. So really here I should have done 0.625. I should have thought that. And then I would take, when I'm calculating my monthly payment, okay, so my monthly payment, I would take that total amount to be repaid and I would divide it by the number of months, which I'm going back to the 18 to do that. And that's about $43.98. Okay. All right, now they typically are going to want answers though rounded to the nearest hundredth. So when they ask me for the interest, I would put in $41.63 for the interest. And then this would be what I would have to pay each month. That would be my monthly payment. And that would be to pay off the $750 I borrowed plus the added interest that I owe.